So again, I want to take a look at the dragons currently in our roster, or the available dragons that we have currently, and I want to see what good fire dragons are currently out there. Alright, here's the deal. There's actually not a whole lot. You know, you got Ryu, but the thing is that, one, most people are going to be watching this video are not going to be getting to Obsidian anytime soon. Well, there is a decent amount, but a lot of you guys won't be getting it to Obsidian, so that's not going to really help you getting the Mythic Rider for that dragon, right? And even with these tower levels, I mean, Ryu just doesn't do what he used to do. He used to be really, really strong, and I was excited to get him, but fortunately, it just doesn't work out well. Then in Emerald tier, you know, you got, and then also you got Lumina and Archimera and Obsidian, which are both kind of useless dragons. In Emerald tier, you got Fergo, which honestly isn't even that good of a cleanup dragon because Galvanic Overload doesn't one-shot towers, so it's like, okay, well, he's not that useful anymore. At least for me, I didn't really use him at all. I got him maxed out too, but Pyro Chris, which is a warrior, which I really didn't use, kind of was a little bit useless. You got Garnet, the only one is Jewel, which a lot of people don't even get to begin with, and don't really use, except she's amazing on XP bases, but is it really worth it to get a Mythic Rider for an XP based killer? Not worth it. Manhattan and Gorgonos, we're not even talking about Manhattan. Gorgonos is alright, but thing is that I know a lot of people who don't really use him, and I didn't really find any use for him, because that poison resist. Infernicus, which almost nobody has. Vulcan and Colon is alright. Vulcan is decent, but if you're in Platinum, you're going to get out Platinum pretty quickly. So I think you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. Currently, if you don't have Korthanak, there's not a ton of options to put this guy in terms of the gear. You're paying your money for the gear. You're not paying the money for the Dragon Rider. The Dragon Rider itself is not worth the $2,000 or $3,000 that you would have to spend for it. It isn't. Because again, you're paying 70,000. Yeah, 70,000. Or I think 70. Yeah, I think 70,000 sigils for this guy. It's like getting a Mythic Dragon. So is it worth it getting a Mythic Rider that is only super OP with the gear, if you can't even use the gear on any of this really strong dragons? Now, if Noctua was fire, okay, then that might change it. But, you know, it's like, I don't know. I really can't say, because, you know, you got Korthanak. Other than that, what other divines? You got Leos and Abraxas. I mean, Leos, he doesn't get far. I mean, maybe you're really good at warriors and you want to get a Mythic Rider for it. I keep saying the Mythic Rider, it's the gear. You want to get the gear for him. But other than that, you look at the stuff, there's like nothing. So, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not looking at the future. I'm saying currently as the game stands right now, which is more worth it? And I gotta say, for me, from the way that I see this, the Mythic Dragon is more worth it, in my opinion. You get more fun out of it. The Mythic Rider is not worth it by itself. You have to have a good Fire Dragon. If you are getting Korthanak, sure, then the Mythic Rider is quite useful, because Korthanak is quite good, especially against, you know, undefended bases, and even defended bases if you fly him well. But if you don't have him, I mean, you're spending $2,000 to put it on Consurgence? I mean, I just don't see the use in that. I really don't. If there are more divines that we currently had out that were fire, I would say maybe a little bit more of the Rider. But I really wish PG would reconsider and make it so the Rider gear could be used on any element. Make it a white element, or like a universal gear. Then I would say 100% get the Rider, you know? Because that Rider can buff up your strongest dragon, no matter what it is. And it'll never become obsolete. But with it being fire, and sure, you know, the new Hardbringer dragons could be fire. right? And most likely there will be fire elemental dragons. The Mythic Hunter, Harbinger, could very well be fire class. But I'm saying this to a group of people, meaning you guys watching. I would say probably only 5% of you guys are in Harbinger who are going to be watching this video. So that's not going to affect you guys for a very long time, if at all. I'll be honest, most people won't get to Harbinger. If you're free to play, you won't be getting to Harbinger. That's just an unfortunate fact in the game. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but I mean, I'm saying realistically, getting to Harbinger as free to play is just not possible. It isn't. I don't know of anybody who has had account. I know somebody who's been given accounts and got quote unquote Harbinger. Yeah, it's not free to play. The account was given to you as like a level 300. I mean, what? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It was given to you in Obsidian. All right, whatever. It's fake. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Mythic Dragon on this one. If you, and again, a lot of it comes down to preference. You know, if you want to spend the money to get the dragons, because let's take a look at the season branch. You know, you have the 2 dragons. You got Fumar and you got the other one, the sorcerer, versus Nolik and Ibreen. So, where are you getting the most benefit from? Well, I would argue that the dragons that you need for the Mythic Rider, I call it Mythic Rider, it's a Veteran Rider. But I'm going to call it Mythic because it's like Mythic Dragon, Mythic Rider, just makes more sense. It's like, I think the Mythic Rider's dragons, the Fomar and the Sorcerer, are better than Ibreen and Nolik. Just from viewing the spells, and I know the potential of those spells, I think it could be very useful. I think with skill, that Hunter can be extremely overpowered. With some skill. Again, with emphasis on with some skill. If you can't fly Hunters, he's going to be useless, but if you can fly Hunters pretty well, even against defended bases, I think he'll be really strong. For sure. So, that being said, if you're going for the dragons themselves, you know, sure, maybe get a rider for them, but Korthanak is a lot of fun. He really is. And I think you're going to find a lot more enjoyment from the dragon than the rider. And I think that's personally what I found as well, is that I'm getting more enjoyment from Korthanak than I am from the rider. You know, in Atlas, you can get gear. It just takes time, you know. Like, it does take a lot of time. Max legendary gear, that is extremely valuable. But that element is not the choice element, you know. There's a lot of strong wind dragons. You know, you got, where is he? You got Shazard, which is actually, I've seen a lot of people use Shazard. You got, Noctua, you got, I mean, either wind or dark or ice. Those 3, I could see, even earth, you know, because you got a Strill. So people could use it on a Strill, because I know he's decent. So those are the choice elements. If it was an ice elemental gear, I would probably go for it, because there's so many ice dragons that are decent, like Destar, and, you know, like, it hurts me because it's fire, and Korthanak, it can make sense, but it hurts, because I really wish they would make it to where it is element neutral, where you can use it on anything. If you're gonna spend that amount of money, I feel like it should, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, personally, I would go for the Mythic Rider. Sorry, not Mythic Rider, oh my goodness. Mythic Sorcerer, Korthanak. And you guys saw, you know, as I'm talking, hopefully I'm putting some gameplay, so I'm not just talking to a blank screen, and with, like, all the stuff on it. But he definitely does seem pretty strong. And I'm really excited to see him do work with, people flying him and getting used to him. And I know that I've seen him against max bases defended, and he does work, even defended. So, just gonna let you guys know, I would say he has the potential to be very strong. For sure. For sure. And I think that people will find more enjoyment from getting that Mythic Sorcerer than getting the Mythic Rider. Because, again, the Mythic Rider itself is not that much of a difference between Grog, for example. It's just the gear. That gear is a massive difference, but it's only for fire, and there's not a... I mean, again, there's not a ton of fire dragons out there. So, kind of up to you on that one. If you're a super high level and you're in Harbinger, you want to take the risk, because if they release a really OP fire dragon in Harbinger, like the Mythic Hunter is a fire, which I could very well see. You know, I could very well see them doing that, to be honest. Then maybe try it, you know? See what happens there, but that's a gamble. That's a gamble. And I don't like judging my opinions based on what I think will happen. I'm saying this as what we already know for sure. So, either way, guys, hopefully this helped you choose a little bit more of what you want to do with this. I know it's a lot of me just talking about my opinions and going back and forth, but for some reason, people find this useful. I don't know why, but people do. Definitely let me know your opinions down in the comment section for sure. And remember to like the videos if you find it useful. Let me know if you've gotten the Mythic Rider yet, because I know there will be people who get the Mythic Rider the first day. Hashtag Dreadnought is OP and Massive Spenders. No Mercy Harp. If he doesn't have the Mythic Rider on the first day, I'm going to be very disappointed in him. Because he maxes out every single event and spends like $6 million a week. But anyway, not to talk about other people's spending habits, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and have a great day. Peace out, guys.